Hey everyone, I wanted to talk to you today about some stuff. Really wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my story. Just kind of give you my thoughts and outlooks and opinions and, you know, the same kind of stuff I do all the time. So I want to tell you a little bit about my history, a little bit of my past, about my youth, my growing up, and I hope it helps somebody. I don't know. So let me just start. Okay, so I grew up, my parents were married, I have two brothers, and you know, we were a pretty happy family. We grew up on the water in New York, on Long Island, you know, on the water. And my father had a wholesale shellfish business, and everything was great. My family was great. I mean, I guess I was in the bubble. I was the youngest of three kids. So, I mean, I was pretty sheltered as a young child. Even though everything was happy I was happy as a child. Like, everything was seemingly perfect. Everybody goes through their trials and tribulations. I wanted to tell you guys what my experience was. I went to a school kind of on the south side, and I had a rough childhood. I got made fun of a lot. Just so much. I got made fun of to the point that I would come home from school almost every day crying, and I got made fun of for everything. Clothing, my religion, what I look like, everything. And I didn't understand. I thought I was like a pretty decently nice girl. Growing up, my parents were very, very religious, and I think, you know, I got taken out of class for things like Halloween and whatnot, and I think that just further made me an outcast as a young child. We never celebrated Halloween. I mean, even though I really wanted to, we didn't. And I remember my parents telling me it was the devil's holiday. You know, it was very hard as a young child to just be outcasted like that, and it took a long time to get past it. I had some friends. I had some really, really great friends. I was really lucky to have some great friends. Who were like my closest friends when I was young? This girl Chrissy, this girl Karen, my friend Katie. They were all really, really great. And then around 6th grade, I made more friends, and we had this like... This is really geeky, I'm going to tell you this though. I had a group of friends, there were 5 of us, and we called ourselves C5. So if any of you guys are watching right now, I'm sorry that I'm like busting I'm busting our little secret onto the internet. So it was me, Lauren, Karen, Jenny, Marion was the 5th one. So we just really stuck together and just did our own thing. We love like the New Kids on the Block. I mean, this was a long time ago. This was like the early 90s. It was like around to 1990, 1991. So we just did our own thing, and we really supported each other. But it didn't change the fact that life was really hard, and it was really difficult when the popular kids make fun of you. There was really no reason for it. And I know that's a really big problem nowadays with Facebook and Twitter and MySpace and all the other different social networks you have now. Kids are just forced to grow up so fast because of this type of thing, and I don't even know what I would have done had something like Facebook been around when I was a kid, because I know how hard it was without technology. There was no internet. Nobody had, I mean, I remember when the first real internet came around. I mean, there was Prodigy, but then the first real one that anyone had was like AOL. And when AOL came around, it was around, I think, 94 that like everybody started to get AOL. And there was like chat rooms, but there was no social networking sites like Facebook that, you know, were readily available for young kids. So I really give you guys, young people, a lot of credit for dealing with it. I know as an adult, as a 30-something-year-old adult, even now sometimes I see people on Facebook put ridiculous updates and just inappropriate information on Facebook, and it still astounds me. People overshare and put hideous, disgusting things on their personal website, just saying horrible things about people they know or making innuendos, and it's just... it's got to be hard. It's got to be hard for these teenagers in high school that have to deal with this, and with texting and sexting and picture messaging and Instagram. Just people can snap you at any time doing any crazy thing and just post it on the internet and just put a caption that wasn't true or catch you doing something and mislabeling it, and it's got to be really hard. So, damn. I remember going into junior high and then in high school, and it being like a lot of the same, where you get attacked verbally for no reason whatsoever, and it's hard to fight back. When I was a young child, my freshman year in high school, I weighed 78 pounds, so I was really small, so I wasn't really great at fighting back, so I didn't really have a big mouth. But what I wanted to tell you guys is this: these things happen, and we can only control so much of it. It's a shame, and it shouldn't happen, because it's not okay. Verbally abusing people, whether or not you think they deserve it, is wrong. Just, you may think somebody's a geek, but they have feelings too. I mean, look at all those poor young people that killed themselves because they felt like they had nothing to live for, because people just outed them and tortured them on websites and impersonating. That's horrible. You really have to think, would you say this to your brother or sister? Or if that person's fat, what would you feel like if someone called you fat in front of other people? It's just, you have to think about all of that. It's not cool. Even though things may seem shitty now, it's time to go back to school. I mean, back to school is coming, and if you don't have a lot of friends and you're kind of dreading going back to school because you're scared of people making fun of you and people being mean to you, just remember, high school ends. School ends. And things can change. Things aren't always going to be that way. You can be whoever you want to be. You can go wherever you want to go. Those people that seem so important now, they're not gonna be soon. You may never ever see them again, and it doesn't matter. And the fact is that a lot of those people aren't happy with themselves. Most of them that treat other people like that aren't happy about themselves, and that's why they treat you like that. And a lot of those people, and from firsthand experience, I'll tell you, a lot of the people that treated me that way as a young child really didn't end up with anything. And some of them really ended up fucked up, really fucked up actually. Just drugs and alcoholism and loveless marriages and divorces and unhappiness and shitty careers, and just those people, just if they were happy with themselves inside, they wouldn't treat others like that. And a lot of times, unless they have some sort of eureka moment, they end up like that in the long term. And it's sad, really. And I feel sad for all the people that I went to school with as a young kid that treated me like shit. Because I have everything I've ever wanted now. And I'm happy. And I'm not that same girl I was when I was 11 years old and my hair was platinum white and they made fun of me because my hair was so blonde and I was so skinny and I was flat-chested when I was 11 years old. Well, I'm sorry. I don't look like that anymore. And people change and people get happy. So just keep in mind that things aren't always going to be that way. Things do get better. And just remember to love yourself inside and just treat people the way you want to be treated. Because you just never know when the tables will turn. And when people start treating you like shit, then you'll think back, well, why did I treat other people so badly? You just never know who you're going to see upstream, you know? So, be good to everybody. Okay, well, that's it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.